Hello everyone, this is Teacher Michelle and welcome to another episode of Unang Math. For this episode, I will be covering the topic about multiplication of monomials. In episode 63, we already studied how to multiply monomial by a number. In this episode, I will be showing how to multiply monomial by another monomial. Okay, in multiplication of monomials, what we have to do is multiply the coefficients together and the variables together. And when we are multiplying the same variables, we have to simplify using the law of exponents. Okay, let's give an example. 2a times 4b. 2a is a monomial, 4b is another monomial. So first, multiply the coefficients or the numerical coefficients together. So we have 2 and 4. So 2 times 4, that's equal to 8. And then, multiply the variables together. So we have a and b. So a times b is ab. So the simplified expression is 8ab. Okay, another example. 2a times 4a. So what would be the simplified expression for this expression? 2a times 4a. So first, multiply the coefficients together. So 2 times 4, that's equal to 8. And then the variables together. So this is a times a. We can apply here the product rule of exponent. If same base, we just have to copy the same base, then add the exponents. So 1 plus 1, 2. So we have 8a squared. Okay, another example. Negative 4b, multiply this one to 5b raised to the power of 3. So first, multiply the coefficients together. Negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. And then b times b raised to the power of 3. So product rule of exponent, copy the same base b, then add the exponents. Okay, 1 plus 3, that's 4. So we have negative 20 b raised to the power of 4. Okay, for more examples, let's answer these concept check questions. We're going to fill in the box with the appropriate numbers. Number 1 is 3a times 5b. So multiply the coefficients together. 3 times 5 and the variables together, a, b. So times a times b. Okay, simplify. 3 times 5 is 15 times a times b is ab. So we have 15ab. Okay, what about number 2? 2x times negative 6y. So coefficients together, 2 times negative 6, and then the variables x and y. So times x times y. Simplify, 2 times negative 6 is negative 12, and then x times y is xy. So we have negative 12 xy. Okay, number 3, we have here negative 2x squared times 3xy. Okay, what are the coefficients? We have negative 2 and 3. So negative 2 times 3, and then the variables, x squared times x times y. Simplify. Negative 2 times 3, that's negative 6. X squared times x, that would be x raised to the power of 3, and y. So we have negative 6, x raised to the power of 3, y. And for the last number, we have here 4a times negative 3a squared b. So 4 times negative 3 times a raised to the power of 2 times b. Simplify, 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. And a times a squared is a raised to the power of 3 times b is b. So we have negative 12, a raised to the power of 3, b. Okay, this time, let's answer this simple problem. Let's simplify this expression. 2 over 3 xy times 6x squared y times negative 2xy raised to the power of 2. This is inside the parentheses, and it's raised to the power of 3. So first, we have to remove these parentheses. Okay, simplify this expression inside the parentheses. So we can remove this parentheses. Since we have exponent outside the parentheses, so it would be negative 2 raised to the power of 3. Okay, the exponent is 3. It's an odd number. So this value is still negative. So negative 2 raised to the power of 3 is negative 8. And then we have here x raised to the power of 3 and y raised to the power of 3 times 2, 6. So we have negative 8, x raised to the power of 3, y raised to the power of 6. So this is the simplified expression of this expression inside the parentheses. Okay, now we have here 2 over 3xy, okay, times 6x raised to the power of 2y, okay, times, we have here negative 8x raised to the power of 3y raised to the power of 6. So let's multiply the coefficients together. So 2 over 3 times 6. Okay, simplify. This becomes 2. So 2 times 2 is 4 times negative 8. That would be equal to negative 32. And then the variables together. Let's multiply also. X times x squared times x raised to the power of 3 would be x, and then 1 plus 2, that would be 3 plus 3, 6. So we have x raised to the power of 6. Okay, what about y times y times y raised to the power of 6? So it would be y, and then 1 plus 1, 2 plus 6, 8. So it's y raised to the power of 8. So the simplified expression is negative 32x raised to the power of 6, y raised to the power of 8. Okay, moving on. Let's also answer this simple problem. Okay, when 4x raised to the power of 3, y squared, times this expression inside the parenthesis, negative 2x raised to the power of 2, y raised to the power of a, raised to the power of 3 is equal to bx raised to the power of 9, y raised to the power of 11. The question is, what is the value of a minus b? Okay, to find the value of A and to find the value of B, we need to simplify this expression. Okay, first, simplify this expression inside the parentheses. So this exponent 3 should be distributed to each number and variable inside the parentheses. So this is negative 2 raised to the power of 3. Since this is an odd number, the value is still negative. So this is negative 8. Okay, what about x raised to the power of 2 and then it's raised to the power of 3? So 2 times 3 is 6. So it would be x raised to the power of 6. And then y would be y, 3 times a, that would be raised to the power of 3a. So we have here 4 x raised to the power of 3, y raised to the power of 2, times this expression, negative 8x raised to the power of 6, y raised to the power of 3a. Take note, this is equal to b, x raised to the power of 9, y raised to the power of 11. Okay, let's simplify this expression. So first, let's multiply the numerical coefficient. So we have 4 times negative 8, that would be negative 32. Okay, what about the variables? So x raised to the power of 3 times x raised to the power of 6 would be x, and then 3 times 3 plus 6, that would be 9. So we have x raised to the power of 9. Okay, what about y? Y squared times y raised to the power of 3a. So we have here y, and this is 2, okay, plus 3a. Take note, this should be equal to y raised to the power of 11. So to find the value of A, so we have here 2 plus 3A, that would be equal to 11. So move this 2 on the other side, so minus 2. So 3A is equal to 9. So that means A is equal to 3. So A is equal to 3. So 3 times 3, then it would now be equal to y raised to the power of 11. So this is now equal to b, okay, x raised to the power of 9, y raised to the power of 11. So to find the value of a minus b, so a now is equal to 3. And what about b? B is equal to negative 32. Okay, what is A minus B? So that would be 3 minus negative 32. So this is 3 plus 32. And this is now equal to 35. So A minus B is equal to 35.